Hey, I'm Charles,
This is Elijah.
and this is the Brooklyn Boyz podcast, man. And it's a wonderful time in the land of Boston. I mean, even though I'm a proud Brooklynite, even though I love, I have pride in Brooklyn, but Boston Celtics, Jason Tatum. I personally never believed that they was gonna close it out in 4 games, right? I thought it was
But
gonna
they
be.
did.
I thought it was gonna be
did.
Celtics in 6. I was real like, then Kevin Durant was gonna come out. Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, but they had that Akon playlist.
They was locked up.
Don't let me out.
Don't let me out.
Got locked up. Oh man, but Kevin Durant, what he had, 33 points, 31.
He had 39, but he was
39.
10 of 31.
Oh man,
And Kyrie
he had that last 3-pointer.
Yeah, that last 3-pointer. So he had 36 points.
36, man. And Kyrie had 13. It was just
Kyrie had 13 for a lot of games. He had 20 down the stretch, but then it was too late. The refs tried to cheat for the Nets too. Found out Jason Tatum on a bogus call.
I was thinking that. I was thinking that for I was saying that I was in the group chat with my friends, and it was just like, the refs are trying to cheat us.
Yeah,
we were up by like 5.
They were.
Oh my
They were,
God,
and the Nets still wasn't able to close it out.
Oh man, but Jason Tatum, man.
Jason Tatum is a dog, man.
Tough, man.
He's a dog.
We have one, Boston. Jaylen Brown being impactful. How much did Brown score?
22.
22.
Marcus Smart having 20 and 11. 11 assists.
You know what? I want to apologize to Marcus Smart. I've been a huge person that says we need to trade Marcus Smart, and Marcus Smart really needs to go. But honestly feel that Marcus Smart
is stepping up.
Yeah, he's stepping up.
He's filling his role. Yeah,
he's doing the stuff that we have all been saying that he should do. We've all been saying like he needs to make his shots or he needs to make the right pass. But
that's exactly what he's been doing.
And he's the defensive player of the year. So that's
congratulations for that too.
Congratulations, man. He's the glove. I mean, he's not the glove. What we would call Marcus Smart, the leprechaun?
No, he's
just Marcus Smart.
He's Marcus Smart. He's just Marcus Smart.
That's tough.
He's the pest, or whatever.
I don't want to be named after a 2K badge.
He's the pest, bro. I mean, I can't think of a nickname for him. So
the Dimer.
No.
Yeah. So that's really great. Yeah, Kevin, and this opens a new portal. Like people are really retrospectively looking back on Kevin Durant's history and Kevin Durant's legacy, and really trying to
see if he could be a leader, if he's really a leader, or
right.
And I get that, but it's Kevin Durant, so
I think Kevin Durant is great. I think it puts more into context what things he had around him in Golden State.
Absolutely,
I don't think. Like, he's still a great player.
Yeah.
Right? But it just further emphasized, like, how great Golden State was. Because he was able to get those one-on-one isolations with Curry, Clay.
He was able to get whatever he wanted on Golden State.
And with the talent of Kevin Durant, you need the double team. You need people, like, able to lock in, like, what the Celtics were doing.
Yeah.
And, like, with him having bodies put on him, like you had examples, people were bringing up him against the Clippers, him against Memphis, him against
the Warriors before he joined them.
Did he play bad in Miami? Against Miami?
He didn't play bad, but he didn't play LeBron. As good as he could have.
Yeah, but it's against LeBron. I ain't going. That dude's
gonna go hard on him.
Yeah,
but we got something special planned for a series that's ended. We got a little funeral service planned for the teams that's lost. So we're going to get more in tune and talk more about the Nets and the Celtics. But right now, we're just going to talk about the Celtics, basically. We're not going to talk about the Nets. Congrats to the Celtics. They moving on to the next round. I know you're happy. You're excited. This was a sweep, the only sweep of the first round, which is really sad because we live in Brooklyn. And, yeah, you could bring the broomstick over. Yeah, it was a sweep. So you can say it was a sweep. It was a sweep. But the Celtics already know their next opponents. and that's gonna be the Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh man, yeah, Giannis is just Giannis. Giannis is just Giannis with a whole bunch of shooters. Shout out to Grayson Allen. Grayson Allen is has
stepped
really
up
been
huge.
stepping up.
Yeah.
In what's the dude's name? Chris Middleton's absence, he's really been like a dope fill-in, providing extra shooting. What, he had 13?
He had 13. The other game before he had 26.
They've been shooting lights out. And then
Pat Connaughton. They just got white boys that can shoot. Pat Connaughton had 20 this game.
Bobby Portis, and
14 and 17 from Bobby Portis.
And the thing is, like, they can play big. They can play big, and they can
play big, and they can all shoot.
I don't like Holiday shooting, but he's been shooting decently.
Holiday is streaky. He's the most streaky person on the team,
but
other than Giannis, of course. But
you have defensive caliber, point of attack, defensive player of the year, point of attack, and Drew Holiday. You have a defensive player of the year in the back ends. You have Wesley Matthews was just like
Matthews is just a space creator.
Yeah. I want Pat Connaughton to start over Wesley Matthews. And then they run the big thing. Like I'm talking about for the ending time for
ending the games. Yeah, I would rather have Pat Connaughton out there.
You have just the traditional lineup to see what it is. So
I'd rather have Pat Connaughton out there too towards the end of games. The Bulls, they caught a tough break with Zach LaVine catching COVID, and Alex Caruso getting hurt and not being able to play. So basically, DeMar DeRozan was just left out there getting double teamed all over the court. He didn't really have a bad game. I know he didn't score a lot, but he was hitting the open man, and none of his teammates could make a shot. So DeMar DeRozan really should have had 15 assists in this game, but no one was making shots. So
honestly, I watched the previous game. I watched this game after it was like 30. I was like, oh my god,
this is over.
It's tough. It's tough, and the Nets. We're going to talk about the Nets later, but the Nets had a really good season and 2 MVP. Well, in the beginning of the year, MVP caliber superstars, and one goes out, and the other, better than expected playoffs. I mean, he didn't play great in the playoffs. Let's see.
You mean the Bulls? Yeah, you guys said the Nets.
I said Nets.
Yeah, I was so confused for a little bit.
He played good. He had sporadic performances, but most of the time it's him against Giannis, right?
Yeah. Vucevic had a really good series though. Vucevic stepped up.
Vucevic had a good series.
He stepped up.
Patrick Williams, I not as a scorer, but I feel like he can fill a big void. Like he's like a big guy that they really need, because him against Giannis, that's tough.
Yeah.
They're probably gonna have to have another wing to add to that wall or an extra center.
That. Yeah.
So. But, amen.
I mean, they had a good season. They made the playoffs.
Yeah, Bulls fans are happy. They're not getting MJ anymore. Tough.
Yeah. So the next series that wrapped up is the Heat and the Hawks. Now, as y'all already know, I'm a huge Trae Young fan, and this was very disappointing seeing Trae Young go out like this. The last game of the season, and Jimmy Butler and Kyle Lowry both don't play.
It's tough.
And Trae Young basically lays the eggs out there. He has 11 points. He was 2 of 12 from the field. Only 6 assists, only 8 rebounds. 8 rebounds is good for Trae Young, but it was just a bad series. And it was a perfect ending to a horrible series from him. He just didn't show up.
Yeah, so DeAndre Hunter had 35 points.
35 and 11. Stepped up.
And that's the exact help that you need. I know John Collins was hurt. Clint Capella. What happened?
Clint Capella got hurt during the game. Actually,
he got hurt.
He got hurt again during the game, so he didn't play the entire second half.
That's crazy. I know it's tough, and I'm not the biggest Jimmy Butler fan. I know he didn't play last game, but Jimmy Butler has been doing everything that I've been asking of him. He's been consistent.
You have credit when credit's due.
I gotta tip my cap off to him.
He stepped up in a huge way.
Yeah, in a huge way.
Oh my gosh.
You just gotta remind him.
The guys, I only saw the first Celtics hat, so I don't even. He has 5 more hats, so this is ridiculous. Yeah, this is gonna be a long one.
But
for the Heat, Victor Oladipo came in and filled the void that Jimmy Butler left with him being out this game. He had, I believe, 20 23 points. He stepped up. Bam stepped up, 20 and 11. Max Strus stepped up, 15 points. Gabe Vincent has had an amazing series defensively on Trae Young. Trae Young shouted him out after the series, too, saying, he's a really good player. Tyler Hero had 16. Caleb Martin had 10. It's just a regular Heat game where everyone plays good.
Yeah, and that's the tough thing about the Heat. It's just like what wins more, like good overall depth, because like we were discussing before, off the scene, or behind the scenes, I guess. We were saying like how Miami is such a well fleshed out team, and that's to their benefit and to their curse. Because like, if you have Jimmy Butler and Tyler Hero and Bam and PJ and Gabe and Strauss and Duncan, like Lowry, you can beat a lot of people, but I'm taking Giannis over all of them. I'm taking Joel Embiid, well, not with a messed up thumb, over all of them.
Yeah, I'm not doing that either.
I'm basically taking Jason Tatum.
Of course.
Over all of them.
Of course. Basically, the Heat are good enough to make the playoffs, but we don't believe they're good enough to win the championship, which is, like you said, is tough. You want to be good enough to compete, but you want to have a chance. Like, they're good enough to compete, but we don't think they'll have a chance.
Right.
So, yeah, this series, like the Celtics, they already know their next opponents, too. They'll be playing the Sixers, who just closed out the Raptors tonight. Just
closed out. They played a really good game.
But before
game 5.
Before we get into Game 6 and the closeout game, the Raptors won Game 5. They blew the Sixers off the court. And it was looking like it was about to happen. The Sixers was about to blow a 3-0 lead.
Yeah.
I was praying for it because I just wanted to see chaos. Honestly, I just wanted to see chaos.
Doc Rivers, remember?
Yeah.
I remember you giving us a championship. I can't root
against him.
I can't really. I mean, he has shown the ability to lose leads
all the time.
I do understand that. He's one of the most winningest coaches of all time.
Yeah, one of the most losing coaches of all time. So it's tough. I mean, he has the most game losing. He has the most losses for as a chance of clinching the series. He has 33 losses. So that's ridiculous. Like,
that's a stat
it's tough.
To have next to your name, man.
And he had
he was at the press conference.
Yeah, I was about to say he had a whole press conference. Sounded like he wanted to cry.
Well, if you ask me, it was Chris Paul was hurt.
Yeah, like look who I had on my team when it was.
Yo, you know how people try to be and pretend like they go into the league or something like that. They were like, "Hey, man, if it wasn't for that shoe,
I would have made it."
Yeah.
Doc Rivers.
Oh my god!
But to his credit, they didn't blow it.
Yeah, this dude was like, it was the bubble. Everything happened.
Yeah, I mean, he made all the excuses in the world instead of just saying, "Hey, I got outcoached." But to his credit, they won tonight, and they won in a landslide.
It was bad from the start.
Yeah.
Joel Embiid was being Joel Embiid. You had good production from Maxey and James Harden.
James Harden, guys, he showed up. 22 and 15.
22 and 15. Tobias is really good. Danny Green is, for me, it's very terrible.
Danny Green is a bum.
But even he had 12 points. This team when it's on, it's really on. They give you good points, and there's a lot of points to generate. Maxey gives you penetration. Harden gives you shooting and then going to the second level and then passing. He was really efficient tonight. He was 7 to 12, and then it was
7 to 12. Harden was 7 to 12 tonight, which is really good. For the Raptors, it sucks that Fred VanVleet got hurt. They definitely missed him, but they had a good season. They had a good fight. They tried to make this a series, and it's on to next year, I guess. Chris Boucher had a really, really good first half. He was really good in the first half. He's what kept the game alive for the Raptors.
Yeah. He had 19, right?
Yeah, 19 in the first half. OG Anunoby, we was talking off behind the scenes, like you said earlier. We thought he was going to be a star.
I thought he was going to be him and Hunter.
Yeah.
And Nickeil Alexander Walker.
Yeah, Nickeil was another one, yeah.
I thought
they were gonna be the next
thrive.
guys.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna thrive, but Jose Alvarado is the next guy.
No, okay.
Wait. Where's
Herb Jones?
No, I'm talking about on the Pelicans. Didn't they trade him? They trade Nickeil Alexander.
No, Nikhil's on the Jazz.
Nickeil Alexander was on the Jazz.
He's on the Jazz, yeah.
Oh wow, he sucks.
Yeah, he doesn't even play on the Jazz. But for the Raptors, there's always next year.
Pascal had a pretty good series.
Yeah, he had a good series. He showed up. He stepped up. Gary Trent was a really hit or miss in this series.
I feel like this is a good start. Scotty Barnes doing his thing, being a utility guy.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like with the addition, I think like Toronto's just a couple pieces away. Like that's another team where they have a very good high floor but a low ceiling. But once like a team can go there, like someone's be like, hey, I want to be like Kawhi. You know? All that takes is that one person.
All they need is that one guy. And, hopefully they'll find that guy. But, they got a bright future. The next game we can talk about is the Warriors and the Nuggets.
Oh, man.
Warriors did what the Warriors did, man.
Jokic. And Jokic is so amazing. Like
he is incredible, bro.
I feel so bad.
I'm gonna miss him watching him play.
We were debating on we were saying how he had 11 rebounds in the half, right? He had 11 rebounds in the half, and we were just saying like, nah, he's probably gonna end with. I thought he was gonna end with 22, right? He had how many?
He had 19,
and then. No, he had 11 at the half. Right?
Yeah, he had 11 in the first quarter.
11 in the first quarter.
He had 11 in the first quarter.
Oh my god! And then
he's ridiculous, bro. He's just
and it's slow, methodical. It's ugly. It's old and tough, but it works all the time.
He had 38 and 19, and he would have had more, but he caught foul trouble in the fourth quarter.
He had 30. Oh yeah, you're saying 38 and okay.
Yeah,
I thought you said 38 and 19.
Nah.
But yeah, and there it's not enough. DeMarcus Cousins,
he stepped
shut
up.
him out.
Yeah, he stepped up.
He's been holding it down when Jokic was in foul trouble or when he just needed a break because the engine can't run without Jokic.
Yeah,
this is a lottery team without Jokic being on the court.
Absolutely.
You got people like Jeff Green giving you 2 points. Bones Highland,
he struggled.
He got 4. Night. I mean, you get 14 points from Monte Morris and 14 points from Will Barton. And Aaron Gordon had a pretty good game.
He had a pretty good game.
He had a pretty good game. But that's 15 points. You need more than that. And
you need another guy to at least get 20, 25.
Black Lives Matter Jamal Murray. You need someone like that.
You need him back. You need broken back Michael Porter Jr. back.
Yeah.
You need him back. But for the Warriors, they struggled for the most part of this game. Like they wasn't shooting the ball really good. And then Steph just got hot.
Clicked on.
Steph got hot midway through the third, heading into the fourth. And, every time it looked like the Nuggets was about to take the lead, Steph hit a shot. He hit a 3, he hit a free throw, hit a layup. And then Gary Payton II hit a huge 3 with, I believe, 30 seconds left in the game. They was up 2. He hit a huge 3 to make it a 5-point game, which is basically the dagger.
It sucks with Jokic. It sucks with the Warriors because they make their biggest weakness their biggest strength, right?
Yep.
They have the best defender is like an interior presence.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not like a Giannis or something like that. He's really short and stocky. So they still have someone to match up with their weakest matchup, but then they offset it by making everyone run.
Yeah, and then run around the court, yep.
Once Clay gets hot, that's tough. Once Poole gets hot, Poole didn't have a really good game this game. But once Curry gets hot, it's over.
Yeah, they just throw so much at you that it's hard to compete with them.
And Jokic, he played like I really like the matchup.
He played as good as you could, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's a really.
There's only so much he could do.
That's a really classic thing. I want to have like the picture of him and Draymond just shaking hands.
Yeah,
like
that was really cool to see. Yeah,
I like sportsman stuff like that. Like
even though Draymond tried to take his eye out.
I mean,
I have to say it. He tried to take his eye out.
All right,
he did, but it was cool that Draymond gave him his sportsmanship after the game,
yeah.
And Jokic said after the game, Draymond is a great defender and he's locked up offensive players better than me, which I don't know who he's talking about because Jokic, you're one of the best. But
LeBron, but he didn't like him.
It's like Jokic was just trying to give a humbled answer, but we all know that you're one of the best. And Draymond, he gave him his credit after the game too. He said, he made me a lot better in this series by having to guard one of the best players in the world. So next we have the Suns and the Pelicans.
Yeah, Suns and the Pelicans.
Yeah, go to your next hat, bro.
Yeah.
Go to your next hat. Go to your next hat.
I had this for years, man. Oh man. You have a big head when you gotta go on the last hole.
Last hole on my gosh.
Last hole. It's ridiculous. I'm gonna say it's because of the hair. But yeah, man. I know my mom did not have a pleasant experience.
But okay, back to basketball. The Pelicans and Suns, both games. Honestly, both games were the Chris Paul show.
God, Chris Paul.
We're gonna talk about him more tonight, but in Game 5, Chris Paul stepped up. He only had 4 points in Game 4, but in Game 5, he really stepped up and was huge.
He was fatigued. He was there by himself. The second best playmaker on there, not playmaker, shot creator, was Cam Johnson.
Yeah, and he stepped up too. Cameron Payne stepped up in the second quarter of Game 5 hugely. That's Game 4. In Game 5, Cameron Payne stepped up for like a 2-minute stretch where he had 7 straight points. And he stepped up. He got in foul trouble, though. This game was a lot closer than the final score says.
Yeah. I know Mikal Bridges
was amazing in this game, yeah.
Mikal Bridges was going off, man.
31.
Yo, DeAndre, they made a mistake when they didn't pay for DeAndre. That's been one of the most underrated big man battles between
him and Valanciunas.
Valanciunas doesn't get a lot of credit because he plays for the Pelicans.
Yeah,
and all they talking about is Zion, right? So when you see Big Val be able to move, I mean, he's not the best defender, but when they go at it with each other, it's like two titans clashing. Valanciunas has a good post moves, has stuff like that. DeAndre is able to do the pick and roll and shoot, and he has a good touch floater now. And now they've shown that they can very flourish even without Devin Booker. So not without him, but
obviously, but
where and I don't know why he's not so much more into the offense. You're giving touches to Jay Crowder.
I don't.
Jay
Crowder is another one of the Danny Greens for me, where it's just he's just out there to be out there.
I mean, I guess you need a body.
He's like Royce O'Neal. They're all just out there to be out there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's how I feel about Jay Crowder. But speaking of Devin Booker, he came back. He
wasn't. Well, they don't need Devin Booker because if you got someone shooting, you know what?
14 of 14.
You know how good Chris Paul played.
Oh wow.
That's what happens when you wrap up the series.
Oh man. Bringing out the Suns hat.
Suns hat.
Yeah, Chris Paul.
I gotta go all around the Suns.
I mean, Chris Paul. I don't even think the logo's on there, bro.
No, it's.
Oh, there it is.
Here. It was next. Yeah.
Chris Paul was incredible tonight, guys. 14 of 14 from the field. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. He was literally perfect.
Freaking 21 Savage doesn't have that many M's in his bank account. It's ridiculous. Every shot, he would get a pick and roll, dribble, fade away, cash.
Fade away.
Dribble, fade away, cash.
Got to his spot every time he wanted to.
God. And then they would go up, pass, and it's classic Chris Paul. But it's just
what can you do?
What can you do? There's nothing you can do,
man.
And it was
he's on.
And the Pelicans were playing such good defense. The Pelicans were being tenacious. You had Jose Alvarado being him all the time. You got Superman, Black Superman, Herb Jones, man, Herbie.
But what really cost the Pelicans in this game was CJ picking up his 5th foul early in the third quarter. That's what really messed them up, honestly. They was on a run. I think they was up by 7 when he got his 5th foul, and then the Suns just took control from that point on. You know, you didn't get a dominant Brandon Ingram game like we hoped, but
Yeah, 11 assists.
he had 11 assists.
21 points, 11 assists.
You would like to see him be more aggressive, especially down the stretch, but the Suns had a great game plan, was basically let anybody else beat us.
I want to point out Trent Murphy and Larry Nance Jr. Larry Nance Jr., he's one of my favorite guys that's like...
He's a worker.
If he was in the right situation, he'd probably be like one of those, like, not Hall of Famer guys.
I don't know about that.
I
don't know about that one.
Okay.
I don't know about that one.
I think being put in the right situation... I guess that's overzealous, but I feel like he can get at least an all-star.
I don't know about that one either.
Nah,
I don't know about that one either. I don't know about an all-star, but I know what you're saying. Like, he could be... He's a valuable player.
He's a valuable player.
On a good championship contending team.
Yeah.
Herb Jones, as you like to call him, the Black Superman.
Dun, 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 dun.
He had 16. You know, he has a very, very, very bright future. I mean, this is a dude that's grown offensively over the season, and defensively, he's a monster. So it's gonna be cool to see what the Pelicans turn into, especially if Zion decides that he wants to play basketball again.
Yeah. Zion, I don't know. But that dude can still do a 360 dunk with...
Yeah, but he could do it on an Instagram video, but then have jewelry and sit on the sideline during the games. So, but for the Suns, they're waiting on their next opponent, which is a game that we're actually watching live, which is the Jazz and the Mavericks. The first half was about as ugly as... The first quarter was about as ugly as you could get when it comes to basketball.
It was terrible. It was low scoring. Everyone was shooting. Like, this is when the old people be like, oh my God, take it into the paint. And it's like, okay, we get the transition, but it was really bad. There was no type of, like, urgency. Everyone was shooting threes. Everyone was trying to gather and create shots from the perimeter.
Everyone forcing shots. And
it wasn't good at all. It wasn't good at all. But the Jazz started penetrating towards the end of the
second quarter.
Second quarter, yeah. I'm sorry for the clap. And towards the second quarter, and started really going in. Donovan Mitchell. I don't know. I'm gonna push back on this narrative before. See, Donovan Mitchell is not.
It's a hot take, bro. I mean, not everyone's gonna agree, but he is. I didn't say this. I got this from the Bill Simmons podcast that Donovan Mitchell and C.J. McCollum is the same exact person with less marketing. So, I mean, y'all could say what y'all want. Y'all could say what y'all want in the comments. Y'all could try to come at me and say I'm wrong, but I mean, I feel that way.
No,
I feel like they're the exact same person.
No, I feel like
Donovan is more athletic.
When you say more athletic, then it's just like, okay. But I still don't think that gives the respect to...
I don't think it's... But see, he has a different mindset than me. I don't think it's disrespectful to say someone is C.J. McCollum. Like, I mean...
I'm Donovan Mitchell, yes.
I mean, they both the same person.
I mean, like, you mean Donovan Mitchell, the person, the representative of the league?
No, bro.
You know, like,
no.
You'd be like, oh, yeah, outstanding citizen.
They're both the same person. They do the same thing, and, I mean, to me, they're just the same person.
They about to get kicked.
And they're both about to get packed up tonight.
Yeah.
Like he said, the Jazz, they was penetrating, getting good looks, finally showing signs of a good offensive team, and then the Mavericks just put it on them in the third quarter. The Mavericks started hitting their open shots. Jalen Brunson
got 20.
Has
Luka
20.
got 19.
Dinwiddie has 16.
It's...
just from your three guards, just really, really good basketball play right now. The Mavericks started hitting a bunch of threes. And, yeah.
It's poor defense. I feel like with... you got Finney-Smith and Reggie Bullock, but everything else has just been, like, taking it.
Yeah, everything to the rim.
And it's like, you would think with Rudy Gobert. Well, not with Rudy Gobert, but, like, no one else can defend their own person, which sucks for the Jazz, you know? And now you have to roll...
It was a tough move for Clarkson.
Yeah, that's a good move. But there's so much that they just don't have anybody. If Royce O'Neal's your second defender, like I said before, you suck.
Yeah, you just suck. Because he sucks. Because he sucks.
Yeah, man. Royce O'Neal, yeah, man. Like, I don't know what he does for you. Like, he's the most undersized four, and he's not really special. You know? I mean, he's a defender.
I mean, he's an NBA player. I mean, he's good
at
for some regard, but you know, he's just a guy, just a body that you have out there.
Yeah, I think Utah's gonna blow it up. Luka Doncic is
It's Luka.
It's Luka, man. I don't think they're gonna make the finals. I think they're gonna have a bad matchup against Phoenix.
Yeah,
Especially with Devin Booker being clear. But yeah, man, let's see.
and last but not least, we have the Grizzlies against the dumbest team in the league.
Hey man, Ja Morant, he didn't start off good. He did not start off good. But Ja Morant towards the second half, man, we was talking about it after Patrick Beverly got ejected.
After he got fouled out, yeah. I mean, the lane, everything just became easy for Ja after Patrick Beverly fouled out. But before we start talking about Ja and his amazing dunk and amazing game-winning shot, the Timberwolves have got to be the dumbest team in the NBA. Like, I was saying with a bunch of people, this series should be over by now. The Timberwolves should have won 4-1. You lose game 2, you lose game 3 when you're up by 26 points in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Then you lose last night. You have an 11-point lead with 5 minutes left in the game. And all of a sudden you just start saying, hey, instead of doing what got us this lead, let's chuck up any 3 we want and let's play like we're in the park. And yeah, this team is just so upsetting to me because you see the talent, you see that they can actually win and compete for something, and then they don't know how to close.
They don't know how to close. I think that's just. I mean, yeah, they're dumb, but I think that's just signs of a young team. You know, they're not.
I mean, I'm not giving that excuse.
I mean, what?
I can't give that excuse because the Grizzlies is a young team.
Yeah, and they've been playing dumb too.
Yeah, but the Grizzlies know how to come back and know how to fight and compete and close out a game.
I think that's just like because it's a zero-sum game, someone has to lose.
Yeah, but the Grizzlies actually know how to close though. Like the Grizzlies in their late game preparation and late game plays and all that, they draw up amazing looks. And instead, the Timberwolves just say, "Hey, let's go 1-on-1 with Anthony Edwards. Let's go 1-on-1 with D'Angelo Russell. Let's have Karl Anthony Towns just stand in the corner and not do anything." And at a certain point, it's not always on the players. At a certain point, it has to come to coaching too. Like the coaches just having D'Angelo Russell go 1-on-1 on Desmond Bane while Karl Anthony Towns is standing in the corner, and then
towards the late possession.
Yeah, and it's just like it doesn't make any sense. But to the coach's credit, he drew up an amazing game tying 3
for Anthony
Edwards.
I like who was the dude who shot at McLaughlin? He had a better game. Yeah. He had a better game last game. He only had 2 points, but his
impact was there. Yeah,
he had the crazy. Anthony Edwards is really that guy. He didn't have like the greatest game, but the fact that he has ice in his veins and the fact that he can show up and clutch shots,
yeah,
I think that's amazing. The bodyguard for Trujillo, one of them, the other one is Al Horford, you know, but Karl Anthony Towns was doing good. He had 28 and 12. Beverly was being a disturbance. Taurean Prince was actually playing pretty good.
Yeah,
he was actually I forgot what he did. He made a couple threes and he made a couple foul shots, but he was able to create his shots and be a big factor. But like you said, Minnesota wasn't able to close. Key contributors besides Ja Morant, you had Brandon Clark.
Brandon Clark was amazing, especially in the fourth quarter. Every rebound
this game and last game.
Yeah, every rebound he got. He had 15 rebounds.
He had 21 points. I thought he had like 18. He had 21 points. Desmond Bane had 25. I think Desmond Bane has been Memphis' most consistent player. You know, I think Desmond Bane's really showing his value out there. Jaren Jackson needs to stop fouling so much.
Yeah, he fouled out again in this game.
Yeah, like that's one of his. He's regressing to one of his Luka. Oh wow, but he's regressing back to one of his old habits where he was fouling out. Same thing that was like triggering or plaguing Robert Williams or like before Hassan Whiteside. Like he's still doing this stuff.
Yeah,
and like the fact like he can't be valuable to game. He's playing 18 minutes. You know what I'm saying? He had 12 points. And this is like, at the rate he was going, it's probably the most offensive that he's contributed. He's just been the big defender. But he has to stay on the floor. Like, he has to be more disciplined if the Grizzlies want to really continue.
To close this one out, Anthony Edwards, he's next up for sure.
He's one of
but
the guys.
he definitely made a huge, as you were saying, young mistake on that last play where John Morant got the game winning layup. He picked a horrible angle, and he even said it after the game. He said before the play even happened, he made up in his mind that he was gonna go for the steal. Yeah. Which is, it's
sometimes
a learning
it goes
experience.
Right. Sometimes it goes right. Because Jalen be like, I just did it, and then it works. So, like,
It's definitely a learning experience for him, and, we're going to have a dogfight in Game 6. This is the only series that's looked like it's going 6 games, so we're going to have a dogfight. I mean 7, going 7.
Yeah, I want Memphis to win. I mean, I want
Minnesota
to win. I want Minnesota to win. I like Anthony Edwards. I like Towns. It's hard for them to close out like two good games because they're so evenly matched. I say Minnesota in 7 though.
It should be Minnesota in 7 if they play smart, but I'm gonna say Memphis in 7. So we just have a debate about that.
Okay.
This has been a great episode, guys. We have a lot of videos that we about to pile up once these first round series are done.
Yeah.
We got a lot of funerals to attend after this first round series are done. And we got a lot of things planned, not just a podcast for this channel, but reactions, gamings.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of things in store.
Like a whole bunch of stuff, yeah. And we're gonna start. Wait, are you doing a YouTube or no?
Nah.
Okay. Well,
we're just gonna stick to this. But Charles has a YouTube channel.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the link in the description to my personal YouTube, and like I have my own gaming channel, and then we're really trying to build this network, man. It's not just Brooklyn Boyz, or it's gonna start off Brooklyn Boyz podcast, but we're gonna do some
we'll have
some
Brooklyn Boyz gaming, Brooklyn Boyz reactions. We're gonna work on some big stuff. But like you said, we got a funeral to attend to. The funeral for the Nets, the Raptors, the Pelicans, the Bulls, the Hawks, and depending on how tonight goes, maybe the Jazz.
I think the Jazz are getting packed up.
So we'll see y'all soon.
Express shipping.
We'll see y'all soon. It was another great episode, and peace out. Good night.
All right, have a good night, y'all.